Welcome, tech enthusiasts and startup savants, to another mind-bending episode of Navigating the AI Frontier. I'm Mark, your friendly neighborhood AI cartographer.
And I'm Tom, the Wardley Whisperer. Together, we're here to map out the treacherous terrain of GenAI startups faster than you can say machine learning algorithm.
Today, we're diving headfirst into the collaborative pool of Wardley Mapping. It's like synchronized swimming for your startup's brain, but with less chlorine and more innovation. All right, Tom, let's start by addressing the elephant in the room, or should I say, the whiteboard in the conference room. Why is collaborative mapping so crucial for GenAI startups?
Well, Mark, imagine if the Avengers tried to save the world without ever talking to each other. That's basically what happens when departments in a GenAI startup don't collaborate on strategy. You've got Iron Man building suits, Thor summoning lightning, and no one's thought about how to handle customer support.
The classic superhero silo syndrome. So collaborative mapping is like the Nick Fury of startup strategy, bringing together diverse talents to face the Thanos of market challenges?
Exactly. And just like the Avengers, your team needs a safe space to assemble. Creating an environment where ideas are valued regardless of their source is crucial. It's not about who has the biggest hammer, but who can contribute to the strategic vision.
Speaking of assembling, how often should these collaborative mapping sessions happen? Weekly? Monthly? Whenever someone accidentally creates a sentient AI?
Let's aim for a bit more structure and a little less Skynet, shall we? Quarterly sessions are a good start for reviewing and updating your strategic position. But don't be afraid to call more frequent, focused sessions when specific challenges arise. It's like having both your regular Avengers meetings and those emergency Lokis causing trouble again gatherings.
Got it. So we're not just creating maps, we're fostering a culture of strategic thinking. It's less about the destination and more about the journey. A journey where we hopefully don't create any villainous AIs along the way. Now, Mark, we've got our team assembled, we've created our maps, but how do we ensure these sessions aren't just a fun day out of the office?
The age-old question. How to turn strategy into action without getting lost in the corporate jungle. It's like trying to navigate using a map drawn by a 5-year-old hopped up on pixie sticks.
Exactly. That's why it's crucial to have a system for capturing and acting on insights. Think of it as your strategic treasure map. You need a designated scribe to document key discussions, collaborative software to store your maps, and a clear process for turning those X marks the spot moments into actual initiatives.
So, we're essentially turning our startup into a band of high-tech pirates, sailing the seas of GenAI in search of innovation booty?
If it helps you remember, sure. Just don't start wearing an eye patch to board meetings. The key is to end each session with clear action items and follow-up plans. It's not enough to say, there be dragons here on your map. You need to decide how you're going to tame those dragons.
Taming dragons. Now that's a startup pitch I'd like to see. But seriously, this approach seems like it could really help align the whole team on the company's strategic direction.
Absolutely. It's like giving everyone in your startup a pair of the same prescription glasses. Suddenly, everyone can see the strategic landscape clearly, and you're not just bumping into each other in the dark anymore. All right, Tom, it's time to put on our decoder rings and dive into the Wardley Map for this episode. What secrets does this cartographic creation hold?
Well, Mark, this map is like a strategic buffet for GenAI startups. We've got everything from facilitation skills to AI-enhanced planning tools laid out before us. It's a veritable smorgasbord of collaborative mapping goodness.
I see strategic culture sitting pretty at the top of the value chain. Is that like the secret sauce of our collaborative mapping burger?
More like the bun that holds everything together. The map suggests that developing a strong strategic culture is crucial. It's the foundation that supports everything from innovation to decision-making. Without it, your collaborative efforts might fall apart faster than a soggy bottom on the Great British Bake-Off.
Speaking of soggy bottoms, I noticed digital collaboration tools are firmly in the product rental category. Are we saying that fancy tech is the key to successful mapping sessions?
Not exactly, Mark. While tools are important, They're more like the oven in our baking analogy. They're necessary, but it's the ingredients and the skill of the baker, or, in this case, the team's engagement and facilitation skills that really make the difference. The map shows facilitation skills as a key custom-built component, emphasizing its importance.
Ah, I see. So we're not just throwing technology at the problem and hoping for the best. It's more about cultivating the right skills and culture to make the most of these collaborative sessions.
Exactly. And look at how cross-functional collaboration feeds into innovation. It's like the map is telling us that when we break down those departmental silos, we're actually baking a layer cake of innovation.
A layer cake of innovation? Now that's a dessert I can get behind. But jokes aside, this map really highlights the interconnectedness of all these elements in creating a successful collaborative mapping culture.
Absolutely, Mark. And notice how AI integration is positioned as an evolving custom-built component. It suggests that as GenAI startups, we should be looking at ways to incorporate AI into our strategic planning processes. It's like having an AI sous chef in our strategic kitchen.
An AI sous chef that hopefully won't try to take over the world. But I get it. This map is essentially a recipe for collaborative success in the world of GenAI startups. Mix equal parts strategic culture, cross-functional collaboration, and AI integration. Bake with strong facilitation skills and serve hot with a side of digital tools.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mark. And remember, just like any good recipe, it might take a few tries to get it perfect. But with each collaborative mapping session, your startup will be cooking up better strategies and more innovative ideas.
Well, folks, we've mapped out the terrain of collaborative strategy sessions faster than a GPS on steroids. Remember, it's not just about creating pretty pictures. It's about fostering a culture where everyone can contribute to your startup's strategic direction.
Absolutely, Mark. By bringing together diverse minds, creating a safe space for ideas, and actually acting on the insights generated, you're not just mapping your way to success, you're paving the road as you go.
So, dear listeners, go forth and collaborate. Map your strategies, challenge your assumptions, and remember, in the world of GenAI startups, the only constant is change, and maybe the occasional sentient chatbot. Until next time, keep your compasses pointed towards innovation and your AI on a short leash.